The Supreme Court will decide whether California can reenact the ban of the sale of violent video games to minors. Yesterday, the High Court agreed to review last year's decision by the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco. The decision stated the law violated the constitutional rights of minors. It would have prohibited the sale or rental of violent games that include killing, maiming, dismembering, or sexually assaulting an image of a human being to anyone under the age of 18. Governor Schwarzenegger says he is pleased about the review and issued this statement, quote, "We have a responsibility to our kids and our communities to protect against the effects of games that depict ultra-violent actions, just as we already do with the movies." Well, video games involving shooting and killing have caused ongoing controversy between parents and kids for years. And here to talk about that is Ryan Dickey. He's president of Live Battle, which is an interactive gaming company. Good morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
As the parent of a 12-year-old boy who is constantly asking me for these video games, there is some relief in knowing, well, gosh, it's going to be monitored a little bit for me. But you think that that responsibility should be elsewhere?
Should directly be with the parents themselves. Right now, there's already regulation in place that has specific ratings as far as content and everything else right on the front of the games themselves. At the end of the day, it really comes down to the parents having the dialogue with their children, being able to differentiate between what's real, what's fake, what's appropriate, what's not. Just like with anything else out there these days, it comes down to parental involvement. I mean, I've got a ton of friends who are really good educators here in San Diego County, and especially the ones in the more economically challenged areas. What they're looking for necessarily isn't more money for programs, it's more parental involvement.
And we're looking at some of these games right now. We're talking about Halo is one of them that's a particularly violent. Call of Duty.
Correct.
And these are all, you know, video games that, that my 12-year-old asks for. And when you go to the stores that sell these, they're rated just like when you go to the movies. You're not going to have your kid go to an X-rated or an R-rated, in some cases, movie. And that's what you're saying.
Exactly. It comes down to the parents knowing what it is their kids are looking at. Like I said, there's already laws in place, there's already restrictions in place that prevents the sale of these games to children.
But aren't some of these videos being marketed to kids?
Sure. Just like anything else, it comes down to, like I said before, parents knowing exactly what the content's in there. But most of these games, if you take a look at one of the more controversial ones out there, Grand Theft Auto, that is where it says right on the box, 18 plus, strong, mature content.
What's in that?
If you want to go into...
This is what we're looking at,
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, you see it, exactly what's on the screen there. You know, violence, there's instances of rape, there's instances of, you basically name it. And it's for definitely a mature audience, just like a rated R or an NC-17 movie is intended for a mature audience, so are some of these games. Not some of these games are designed specifically for children. Yes, they're going to be attracted to them. In some cases, you're right, they have been marketed to them.
I just can't believe that someone would market a game to children that it has rape in it. What are they thinking?
You got me on that one.
So maybe some rules will, make them change their ways.
Depends, like I said, it depends upon what it is they're specifically marketing. In the case of Grand Theft Auto, that's always been marketed towards adults.
So what's going to happen here, do you think?
Who knows? The way that the Supreme Court's sitting, I probably think it's going to end up being a split decision because there's already laws on the books. I mean, if you look at it, probably the last thing we need is more regulation. The federal and state governments aren't doing a good job of enforcing the regulations that we already have in place. Just look at what they're dealing with right now with Goldman Sachs. You know, what's one more layer of bureaucracy going to do when at the end of the day it comes down to the parents knowing what's going on with their kids and what they're looking at, be it on TV, be it in the movies, be it in a video game. Because at the end of the day, you know, 99.5% of the time, the parents are the ones who are buying the systems. They're buying the games for the kids, so they need to know what it is that they are providing for their children. And even if the kids do have an allowance, that's still coming out of mom and dad's pocket.
Ryan Dickey, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you. Pleasure was mine.
Appreciate it very much.